You ready? Yeah. Well, hello world. Welcome to Raccoon Studios. I'm Sean Bombs, and today I have a few things that I want to talk about and show you. The first thing is this metal zone I just got. I stopped at the store in Salisbury again, and I couldn't resist. It was a good price, used, and it's a pedal I had in the 90s, in my youth, and I hated it, and I still hate it, but I love it because I hate it. So it has some nostalgia for me. I used to record with this pedal straight into a 4-track tape machine. No amp, no nothing, just straight in. And, those recordings sounded kind of like a early 9 Inch Nails type of guitar sound. That industrial kind of thing happening. So I decided I need this again. And I wanted to try it out with the Lion and figure why not. And I wanted to see, what high gain distortion pedals sound like going into this. And I figure, I got the Twin City. I might as well mess around with it with the Strymon. And today I just want to show you, why you would want this Twin City, first of all, is because you can switch to different amps, 2 different heads, or tube combos, or whatever, or simulators. Without any degradation in your signal, but also you can use it to play through both things at the same time. So if you're using, time-based effects or stereo delays or anything like that, you could do that and have slightly different tones on each side, which can be very cool and get a ultra-wide sound in your recording or in your live show. And then, it's just these two. I wanted to see how they complement each other as far as in a track. And, I'm using the metal zone, so it's kind of crazy, but it sounds pretty good. Better than I thought it did. But, when I had it, I also tried it with the band that I was in the 90s, and I had a solid-state crate amp. So, needless to say, it did not sound good going into that amp. So I just stayed with the amp's distortion. And for a good few years, probably 4 to 5 years, all I did was plug into my amp, and that was it. If I wanted clean, I turned my volume down, and my only sounds were loud, a little bit quiet, and then I played a Gibson or Epiphone Les Paul, and I would mess with the toggle, so on rhythm, and the low tone all the way down. So those were my sounds, heavy and whatever. So enough about that. I want to get back to what I'm talking about here, though. With this Twin City, the workflow of having 2 different sims or 2 different amps at the same time is awesome. And I'm not talking about tracking both of them exactly at the same time. You can do that. I do find that can cause some phasing weirdness. You're gonna get that, and if you're trying to get that stereo, you're not gonna get quite that thing. It's fun to play through, but it kind of, I don't know, makes me a little seasick, regardless of how I set the polarity on here. I'll show you in a minute, but the fact that I can track super fast left and right, because a lot of us, especially with heavier guitar sounds or heavier rhythms and stuff like that, that kind of music where you want that punch and that full sound, 9 times out of 10, you're going to double track things left and right, same exact thing. And a lot of times to get a more wider and more interesting sound, you're going to change the tone of the amp or change amps altogether, change guitars, use a different overdrive pedal, whatever it is. A lot of times we'll do that so you're not having the same exact EQ sound, whatever, on each side, and it gives it the appearance, or, it just makes it sound a little bit wider and more interesting. So this gives you the ability to do that very quick, because you can just have things set up in your DAW or your console or whatever, and you just record one track, switch it, record the next track. You're not unplugging, plugging into something else, blah, 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 setting it up, blah, blah, blah. You get your sound, boom, 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 and then you just start going, and you can do it, how many ever tracks you want to do. The other thing you could do is, after the Twin City, add different effects to each side if you wanted to. So that could be cool. I'll get into that in another video. And I realize this is not for everyone, but I like experimenting, and that's what leads me to make these videos. Like, I'm just trying out stuff. And if you're into that, subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and that's all I gotta say. So I want to show you first the Lion with this metal zone going into it, and then I'll show you the Iridium with it going into it, and then I'll show them at the same exact time, and then I'm gonna track this little jam that I'm messing around with to show you how these two can sound in a mix together, high gain style. So here we go with the Lion. And now we will go with the Strymon, which is A. Totally different tones. I had the cab before on C, and it was just too thin and nasty with this, and I wanted it to set it so I didn't have to change the metal zone for each cab. I just kind of messed around with the Strymon until I thought they both sounded good together. But I'm going to hit the Y switch now, and I won't say it's full on stereo because it's the same exact thing, so it kind of can sound wide, but it also can sound heavy to one side or the other, because again, you're playing the same thing. What differences on the left and the right are probably due to latency differences in each pedal's DSP. Before I do that, I'll start with the Lion, then I'll go to the Strymon, and then I'll hit the Y again. And then if I change the polarity here, let's see what that does. Back. So with the polarity switch in the lift position, it sounds wider and everything like that. I will say when I collapse both of them to mono, either one, the one that sounds less wide is a little bit chunkier, and the other one kind of loses any chunk and kind of yeah. But so it's kind of a whatever sounds good to you is better. But I probably wouldn't do that actually recording, because I think it served much better when you actually track it twice, because you're going to have all those differences. You don't have to worry as much about any kind of phase relationship, unless you like do some crazy EQing and totally mess things up. But let's see. So that's that. I'm going to now track the Lion and then the Strymon, and I'll add some other stuff into it so you can hear it in the context of this song. All right, we'll see what that sounds like. As you can tell, I had to do a lot of punch-ins, and it is what it is, man. Like, you know, I'm trying to copy the same thing, and I'm not playing, you know, I'm just doing everything off the cuff. It's not like I sat there and wrote anything. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to try these things, you know, high gain stuff, and see what it sounds like, just to mess around. So let me know what you think down below. Sound like crap? Does it sound okay? Is the Metal Zone still the most hated pedal on the earth? You know, it has its place. It has its place. And I had fun using it. I'm not getting rid of it. So anyway, subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.